Good evening. Detained indefinitely under the Mental Health Act, the man who killed schoolgirl Christina Edkins in a random attack on a bus during rush hour. Philip Simmerlane pleaded guilty to manslaughter at Birmingham Crown Court today. It was 7:30 on Thursday the 7th of March when 16-year-old Christina got on the number 9 bus at Broad Street in Birmingham. A few minutes later, Simmerlane stabbed Christina in the chest and she died before 8 o'clock. Simmerlane left the bus as it stopped on the Hagley Road but was found hiding nearby nearly 4 hours later. Today it's been revealed that Simmerlane was released from prison in December where he was receiving treatment for mental health problems. Well, our reporter Bob Huckenhall is on the Hagley Road this evening. So Bob, what's been the reaction from Christina's family?
Well, Mary, family and friends of Christina Edkins arrived in court this morning wearing purple ribbons. Purple, of course, was the favourite colour of the teenager. And in a statement, the parents said that the best outcome for them would be if Philip Simmerlane was locked up forever and then he wouldn't be able to do what he'd done to their daughter to another child. 5 a.m. on a grey, wet March morning in Birmingham, the man who would kill Christina Edkins gets on the number 9 bus. Nearly 3 hours later, Philip Simmerlane, who had paranoid schizophrenia, stabbed the schoolgirl and calmly got off.
I think it's probably fair to say that it could have happened any time, any place, on any person.
Today, Christina's parents were in court to hear Simmerlane admit her manslaughter. A family member spoke on their behalf.
All sorts of odd instances can cause massive grief and upset, visible upset at any time. I don't think they will ever get over this.
The court heard Simmerlane had been mentally ill for years, spending weeks in his bedroom, claiming people were out to get him. Police were called to his home 21 times. Last year he served 2 prison sentences, one for threatening his mother with a knife. In December he was released and became homeless. High Court Judge Mrs Justice Thirlwall told Simmerlane it was hard to believe that someone with his level of illness came to be sleeping rough with no one to help him. Even members of the public could tell he was mentally ill when they saw him creating a disturbance on another bus in the spring of 2012. The Birmingham and Solihull Mental Health Trust has announced a review into Simmerlane's treatment. It said, "What is clear is that there are lessons to be learned for us and others involved in the care of Philip Simmerlane to prevent such a tragedy happening again in the future." This expert in psychology says alarm bells should have been ringing, given the symptoms Simmerlane had already been showing.
Someone who's had schizophrenia and is in their early 20s should have been picked up sooner by the mental health services. But as we've seen before, it's not very easy for services to keep those difficult patients on board because of the chaotic lifestyles they have. They come and go, they drop out, they can become transient for a while.
Whatever lessons are learned, family and friends will never get Christina back, but she will be fondly remembered. And her school memorial awards will be presented to pupils in her name for at least the next 16 years.
You'd want every school in the country to be full of Christinas, in a sense. She was a hard-working girl, really driven.
Clearly, Christina was a girl with so much promise she will never be able to fulfil.
Now, Bob, the judge said it seems unusual that Simmerlane would be released from prison without support. Do we have any idea why that happened?
Well, Mary, that is one of the things that the review, which will report back in December, will be looking at. One psychiatrist who gave evidence in court said that the various experts that had been looking into Simmerlane were only getting a snapshot of what his life was like and weren't able to pick up a full picture. So that is something, again, that the review will be looking at. Now, I've spoken to one charity called Rethink, which deals with people with schizophrenia, and it says that as far as it's concerned, only about 10% of schizophrenia patients actually get the best treatment that is available today, and they're actually calling for the government to put more money into treating people like Philip Simmerlane.
Okay, Bob Huckenhall, thank you. Well, meanwhile,